The Manhattan District Attorney's Office, led by Alvin Bragg, had argued that the terrorism designation was appropriate because the alleged crime was carried out in such a calculated and public way. Prosecutors claimed Mangione targeted a top executive of the country's largest health insurance company right outside a Midtown Manhattan hotel, just as the company's annual investor conference was about to begin. Their position was that this was a high-profile, symbolic attack intended to send a message and to create fear, especially given New York's role as the media capital of the world. However, Justice Caro disagreed with the framing and ruled that the evidence simply did not rise to the level of terrorism charges under state law. The dismissal represents a significant setback for prosecutors, narrowing the path forward in one of the most closely watched criminal cases of the past year. The shooting of Brian Thompson in December shocked the nation and was part of a string of violent incidents involving public figures across the United States. In just a short period, Americans have witnessed attempts on the life of a former president, the tragic killing of a Democratic state senator in Minnesota, and the fatal shooting of conservative organizer Charlie Kirk in Utah. Thompson's murder added to this troubling wave, and the response was immediate. A manhunt stretched across multiple states before Mangione was eventually captured in Pennsylvania, drawing massive attention and debate about safety, healthcare, and the motivations behind these violent acts. The case has since drawn widespread protests, with some demonstrating outside court hearings and others rallying online, turning what began as a criminal trial into a national conversation about violence, justice, and accountability. Mangione's court appearances have been closely followed by both supporters and critics. Reports indicate that he has received a flood of correspondence while being held in a federal jail in Brooklyn, with hundreds writing to him directly. His legal team even launched a website dedicated to providing information about the case, while an online fundraising page has reportedly raised more than $1.5 million to support his defense. For some, his actions symbolize deep anger at America's privatized healthcare system, while others see it as a horrifying crime that should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. This sharp divide in public opinion has only fueled the spotlight on the trial, ensuring that every update and every court decision, such as this dismissal of terrorism charges, becomes headline news. As it stands, Mangione still faces a complex legal battle on several fronts. Beyond the state charges in Manhattan, he is also being prosecuted in federal court, where some of the accusations could potentially carry the death penalty. Additionally, he faces charges in Pennsylvania, the state where he was apprehended after the shooting. The combination of these overlapping cases makes his situation one of the most legally significant prosecutions currently unfolding in the U.S. For now, the dismissal of the terrorism charges narrows the scope of the Manhattan trial, but with murder charges still pending, the story is far from over. This remains a developing case, and with so much public attention and legal complexity, the nation will continue to watch closely as it moves forward. Big news is coming out of New York City, where the high-profile case of Luigi Mangione has taken yet another dramatic turn. A judge has officially dismissed 2 state terrorism charges against the 27-year-old defendant, including one that accused him of first-degree murder. This decision follows months of legal battles and nationwide attention, as Mangione stands accused in the fatal shooting of Brian Thompson, the chief executive of UnitedHealthcare, late last year. Justice Gregory Caro, who is overseeing the case, said the evidence behind these terrorism-related charges was legally insufficient, a ruling that surprised many observers. While these most serious counts have been dismissed, it's important to note that Mangione still faces a second-degree murder charge and several additional cases in both state and federal courts, keeping this trial firmly in the national spotlight.